Good morning, student. In the previous lecture, we have done about the introduction of the embryology. In that, we have seen that the zygote will be formed from the two cells, that is one that is ovum from the female and a sperm that is from the male germ cells. Okay. So the fertilization will take place. Here you can see that the fertilization is there. Sperm has entered inside the ovum. The unit which is formed, that is a zygote. There is a continuous cellular division of the zygote is there. After that, there is a formation of the morula will be there. The morula is covered with the fluids, or there is accumulation of the fluid inside the morula cells, that is blastocyst will be formed. Okay. So the stages, that is 2, 3, 4 and morula will be divided. The larger cells they divide first. Okay. Here you can see that from the two cells there is a division of these two cells. After this cell will be divided and continually there is a division of cell will be there. Okay. Here two stage, three stage division, four stage division, and that is a morula will be there. Next is the formation of the blastocyst. Okay. So how the blastocyst they are formed. So the outer layer of the cells. Okay, in that we have seen that the outer layer of the cells they are forming a trophoblastic cells. Okay. The trophoblastic cells they helps to develop a placenta. Next, that is inner cell mass, because inside of this that is known as the inner cell mass. Here also you can see that the inner cell mass and outer layer of the trophoblastic cells. Persistently, the zona pellucida, that is the covering, it will start disappearing. Here you can see there is no layer of the zona pellucida. Okay, the fluid accumulation will be here. Okay, so these cells will be formed with the fluids. Fluid will be accumulated. So when there is accumulation of the fluids, there are two different structures will be formed from the trophoblastic cells. There is inner cell mass and outer trophoblastic cells, and inside there is a cavity of the blastocyst. Okay. So remember this. There is outer layer of the cells. They are forming a trophoblastic cells. In the trophoblastic cells, there is inner cell mass development is there. The zona pellucida start disappearing, and when it will be disappear, there is accumulation of the fluids. And when there is accumulation of the fluids, the inner cell mass will be formed, cavity of blastocyst and trophoblastic cells will be there. Okay. This is nothing but this is a division, that is zygote. This is a cellular division, morula is formed, and when it is reaches to a uterus, okay, till that it will be formed as a blastocyst. Here also you can see that the inner cell mass is there and blastocyst is there. Okay, so till the morula development, it will be inside only the fallopian tube. Next is implantation. The simple meaning of implantation is the attachment of the fertilized ovum or zygote in the uterus. That is known as the implantation. When the blastocysts they fall into the uterus, it lays free for 2 to 3 days. Okay? So after coming from the tube to the uterus, it will not implanted immediately, but it will take a period of 2 to 3 days. The part of trophoblast that lies over the inner cell mass and then become quite sticky, and they adhere to the endometrium. Okay. So the trophoblastic cells outer layer that is lies over the inner cell mass, and this will become a sticky, and due to that it can adhere easily to the endometrium layer. This is called embedding, nidation or implantation, and it is completed by the 11th day after the ovulation. Okay. So when during the embryological period, the fetus or the fertilized ovum or zygote will be free, and the implantation will be completed by the 11th day after the ovulation. Implantation occurs on the posterior uterine wall, and sometimes it may be on the anterior wall of the fundus. This is also a diagram that the trophoblastic layers of the cells, embryonic mass, and uterine epithelium. So it will start trophoblastic cells layer, and it is next to the inner cell mass, and it will become sticky and starting adhering to the uterine epithelium. Here also the decidua, that is endometrium of the pregnant uterus, and there is endoderm, ectoderm, and mesoderm that we'll discuss later. But remember, that is an extra embryonic disc will be formed and 3 layers will be formed. Post implantation changes in the uterus. What are the changes occurring in the uterus? First, what is a decidua? Decidua is nothing but it is the endometrium of the pregnant uterus. During the pregnancy, the uterine endometrium, it is known as a decidua. It differs from the non-pregnant endometrium, and the changes undergoes in the pregnancy that are known as physiological changes in the uterus during the pregnancy. During that period or during the pregnancy, there is increased secretion of estrogen, and that causes the endometrium to grow 4 times its original thickness. Okay? So during estrogen development will be higher, the secretion will be increased. Next is progesterone. Progesterone from the corpus luteum, it stimulates the endometrial glands and increase the size of blood vessels, and it becomes soft, vascular, and spongy bed in which the fertilized ovum can be easily embedded. So the role of two hormones, estrogen and progesterone, will be estrogen for the growth of endometrium and progesterone, that is for the vascular supply. There are 3 areas of the decidua. Okay, so decidua means the endometrium will be furtherly differentiated, or it will be furtherly divided into 3 areas. That is, first decidua basalis, decidua capsularis, and decidua parietalis. Decidua basalis, that is between the blastocyst and uterine muscles. Okay. The basalis layer between the blastocyst and the uterine muscles, and that will form a placenta. Decidua capsularis. Capsule means covering. That is the superficial layer that is lies over the blastocyst. And decidua vera or parietalis, that is lining the rest of the uterine cavity. So remember this please. Decidua basalis means between blastocyst and muscles. Capsularis, outer covering, and vera or parietalis, that is lining the rest of the uterine cavity. Next, development of fertilized ovum. The trophoblastic cells. Okay, the trophoblastic cells and embryologic cells. There are two differentiate cells will be there. Embryologic cells will help to develop the embryo or the fetus. And next is trophoblastic cells. They differentiated into 3 layers: outer syncytial trophoblast, inner cytotrophoblast, and primitive mesenchyme or mesodermal cells. Okay. From these 3, is outer syncytial trophoblast, inner cytotrophoblast, and primitive mesenchymal or mesodermal cells. There are different organs or vessels or parts of the fetus will be developed. First, syncytial trophoblast. It erodes the walls of the blood vessels of the decidua and to make the nutrients in the maternal blood, and they are accessible to the developing embryo. So syncytial trophoblast will help for the nourishment and blood supply. Second, that is inner cytotophoblastic cells. They produce the hormone HCG, that is human chorionic gonadotropin, and is responsible for informing the corpus luteum that pregnancy has begun. As a result, the corpus luteum continue to produce estrogen and progesterone. Progesterone maintains the integrity of the decidua so that the menstruation does not occur. The high level of estrogen due to the pregnancy will suppress or stop the production of the FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone, and this will stop further follicle development in the womb. Okay. And last, that is a mesenchymal cells develops to the chorionic vesicles with the membrane, and that is called the chondrium. Okay. The contents about the embryo to form the body stalk that connects the embryo to the nutrient chorion, and they form the umbilical cord later on. Okay, so we will repeat this: the outer syncytial trophoblast, inner cytotrophoblast, and primitive mesenchymal or mesodermal. The syncytial trophoblast role will be for the blood supply, cytotrophoblastic production of the HCG, and mesenchymal mesoderm, that is developments of the umbilical cord. Okay, the erodes the blood vessels of the decidua. Second, inner cytotrophoblastic cells, they produce HCG. They inform about the pregnancy. A result, corpus luteum continually produce estrogen and progesterone. Progesterone maintains the integrity of the decidua, and so does the menstruation does not occur. And due to high level of estrogen, will suppress the production of the FSH, which stops the further follicle development. And lastly, mesenchymal, that is called the chorion, and will help to form the umbilical cord. Next is inner cell mass. While the trophoblast develops to form the placenta, which will nourish the fetus, the inner cell mass develops to form the fetus itself. Okay, so two are there: trophoblastic cells and inner cell mass. Trophoblastic cells will help to develop the placenta, and inner cell mass they help to develop the fetus. The cells differentiated is ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm, each of which will form a particular part of the fetus. Ectoderm helps to form central and peripheral nervous system and the epidermis layer. Next, endoderm helps to form dermis, skeletal, connective tissue, vascular, urogenital system, and most skeletal and smooth muscles. And lastly, mesoderm, it helps to form internal organs such as heart, blood vessels, liver, pancreas, and bones in the muscles. Okay. The three layers together, they are termed as the embryonic plane. Okay, so three cells: ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. Ectoderm will help to form epidermis, endoderm, dermis, skeletal, connective tissue, vascular, urogenital, skeletal, and smooth muscles, and mesodermal for the internal organs. Okay. Next, we will continue in the next class.